So then we are back. This is session 31. Sorry, I'm trying to now read something at the same time. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, sorry, we're at session 31. It's been 2 weeks. The prior session was pretty much wrapping up the ruins of Razency's abandoned mobile palace. You guys picked up a letter from Raz in that palace. Basically, he had left a letter at the end of a maze he had developed, saying if you make it to Omu, there was a pendant and the letter itself that you could present to his more intelligent servants to gain an audience with him, because he's at least interested in speaking to anybody who could make it through his maze. Then you guys return to the path towards Omu, taking you kind of southeast along the north edge of Lake Luo. And we ended up with you guys entering into a small part of the Valley of Embers that turns out wrapped all the way around the lake, and found an oasis in the middle where there was a creature that appeared to be a woman in the oasis trying to invite you in. That ended probably about as well as anybody would have expected, with her and a couple of giant spiders trying to ambush you. They got the wrong end of the ambush, and at this point, for the sake of kind of keeping things tidy, I think everybody leveled up to 7. So yay, I hope you enjoy all your new stuff, or what new stuff you have. And I set it up so that basically you guys took a long rest at the oasis, just so that you're all topped off and ready to continue on. Any questions or anything before we keep moving?
Nope.
No, that's good.
Cool. Shredder, you good?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're a little quiet. Let me up your volume.
Oh, this thing.
Everybody's mics are different. Cool. I think I have everybody on the overworld map. Did that come in for everybody? Can you see it okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So from here, you guys are at that tiny oasis in the midst of this mess of ash and sand and sludge and mud.
Is it an actual oasis, or is it an illusion?
The oasis was real.
Oh, okay.
Upon Calyx kind of popping up in the air and shooting a nice arrow into that creature's back, the oasis did not go away. So yeah, it was a real oasis. I thought about making it an ooze oasis, but I decided that was probably just one step too far.
That would have been awful.
Or a mimic colony oasis, but I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Save the mix for dungeons.
Those spiders hit hard enough.
Yeah. Boy, did they.
Try not to end combat in one session with, and by the way, combat next session keeps going. Yeah, so you guys are at that oasis, and you can choose where to head next.
I think south?
Yeah, I'm down. Heading
Yeah.
south.
Go south.
Oh, hey, Rio. You there? Okay, well, I'm going to move you. Oh, hey, it helps if I go to the right. Everything okay over there, Rio?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I will move you guys a hex south. I think it pretty much leaves the same amount of the map revealed just because of the nature of the forest. And again, this is just another slow, horrible slog. If you guys want to keep heading south, we can say it probably takes about a day and a half to get to the edge of this because it's just much more difficult terrain to travel through.
Wait,
Yeah.
the edge of what? I can't see what you're.
Is it mountains? Are we in mountains?
No, you're in the muddy, sandy Valley of Embers that leaks or kind of curves back around Lake Luo.
Okay.
Because those giant peaks of flame to the southwest, you can guess that the volcanic activity coming off of those peaks is actually, and there's a volcano right to your southeast as well. That between all of those volcanoes, it is just destroying the land underneath you, and it's maybe the equivalent of Yosemite or something, but even worse. So maybe a better way to think about it is, are you guys just trying to beeline to Omu at this point?
That's my intent, unless we come across anything else that demands of investigation.
Almost sounds like that was kind of our plan.
Now, real quick, would there be a reason why we'd want to avoid going through the forest?
Not that I know of. As far as I recall, it was much pleasanter traveling.
I mean, by comparison, the forest is hot, humid, and you're constantly looking out for dinosaurs and undead. But at least you don't have the sun beating down on you all day. That's kind of the trade-off. And also you can actually kind of move through the forest, as opposed to this waste, which is just even harder to move through than your normal stuff.
So we just
Hey,
head straight
we can
south
actually
then,
see the map
basically.
now.
Hey.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'm going to move you guys to here, and I'm going to do the normal scouting thing as soon as I find my magic brush of revealing. And I'm going to be slightly liberal. So as you guys are heading south, Calyx, while you're doing your usual flying, as the party is walking around, you do notice what looks like some sort of abandoned campsite, kind of hugging the route that you would probably take south along the mountains.
Okay. Well, as soon as I land, I'll notify the party of that camp and make sure everyone's aware of it. When I see the camp, does it look like there are inhabitants, or is it an abandoned camp?
So it looks abandoned, but recently so. Like it looks, if you scout close enough, it looks like there was maybe some sort of, like, some of the tents are a few of the tents are torn, and it looks like there was maybe some sort of event at the camp, but it's recent enough that the local wildlife hasn't started just destroying it completely.
Sounds like it would be something to investigate, and handily, it's not even out of our way.
Shocking, shocking. Uh,
Much amaze. Very wow.
Sometimes I put things on the path. Cool. So is anybody opposed to going to the camp?
Would have
Nope.
been funny if
No,
we're just like,
let's
yeah,
do
let's
it.
avoid it.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time I prepped a bunch of content and everybody was like, let's go the other way. Cool. I'll pop the map up. This one should not be brutal. Maybe.
It said high res. I call bullshit.
This isn't a high-res map. I swear to God, I've been trying to make
We did
my
not
map.
know any token with vision in this scene.
Oh, well, it helps if I put tokens on the map, doesn't it? Oh, me. I know how to DMs.
Oh me, oh my.
Me is can MD. Oh, and that started working again. What? So bizarre. Am I missing anything? Berry. You get berry. I think that's everyone. Cool. Oh, it does have token vision. Weird. And let's just do this real quick. Boom. There, you can see the whole thing, so you don't have to dig around. So, yeah, you guys approach this camp. As I said, it looks a little more disheveled than this image gives. A couple of the tents are torn. You can see draped over the table in the center of the camp, there's actually a torn yellow banner. And a bunch of tents and stuff.
Hey, look, auras.
Yeah, it's working again. It wasn't working earlier today.
I'll move up. Yeah, I'll move up to investigate the. I'll move up to investigate the space here.
Cool.
So before we go any further into the camp, I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
What?
You missed it when he passed Cordon of Arrows. That was a thing that happened too.
Yeah, but it's related to shooting.
Okay. So that said, do you all want to be stealthy?
ISR have spell.
So if you all want
Sure,
to be
I'll-
stealthy, we would probably need stealth checks just to establish what level of stealth you have.
I'm going to roll a stealth check.
Check.
I'll roll stealth.
I mean,
Ooh.
we can roll it.
So I got that plus 10. So
I mean, I think everybody's going to average about 20.
Yeah, plus 10.
except for Sebastian, who got an 11.
Sebastian, who's got an 11.
He got a plus 10 and got an 11.
Nice. Cool. Okay, so you guys are all at, we'll say, varying degrees of stealthiness at this point, and the elk is just kind of sitting off to the side going, or whatever sound elk make, because I'm not up on my elk. Okay, so you guys are stealthed. As you get closer, you notice a lot of the barrels and supplies here have been mostly ransacked. You can find bits and pieces of things here and there, but it looks like whoever left this camp, it really looks like there was some sort of fight, and then there are some blood splatters here and there, but there are no corpses. And it looks like whoever had established this camp, if they were the ones who were attacked, they left in haste.
I'm gonna order my familiar to fly up 40 feet and fly over here.
Over by the cart.
Yeah, and take watch.
So just kind of scanning the area in case something looks for you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I am going to go up and check out the table.
Okay. So, as I noted before, the table has a torn yellow banner draped across it, with a dagger. You can see actually holding the banner into the table, and it looks like there may be something underneath the banner.
Def.
I will
Okay,
pull out
so-
a dagger and see what's under the banner.
Cool. Underneath, as you pull the dagger out, you feel it kind of come free from the wood and something else, and the banner looks like a quasi-military pennant for some group.
I'm just gonna cast mage armor on myself in the meantime.
Oh, okay, cool. And as you pull the banner back, the thing that it was stuck into besides the table itself is actually a folded letter. I can talk. A folded letter which I will pop up on the screen. Pow! And this time, instead of asking you all to read quietly, I'll just read it to you. And we'll see if I can actually do a voice with my throat the way it is. To whomever finds this letter, if you find this, be wary. I am Lord Brixton of the Yellow Banner Company. I have been traveling with my companions, Devlin Bashir, Wizard of Calishite, Bravis Boulderborn, Cleric of Moradin, Seward Ranger, and Sephirus, Paladin of Bahamut. We have been traveling in these cursed jungles for weeks, hired by our benefactor and patron, Sindra Sylvain. I suspect if you are reading this, you have been hired to the same ends, to find and put an end to the Soulmonger. No doubt if you have made it this far into the Chultangar, you are stout men and women. Be warned, we thought ourselves as stout as any, but poor Sephirus is now awaiting his fate at the hands of the Snake Man bastards. We were headed southeast to Omu, and had camped for the night, when those loathsome creatures attacked. Well, we made good show of ourselves. In the tumult, Sephirus was knocked out and dragged away. It is my belief that those serpents have some sort of stronghold within Omu. If half the rumors are true, we must find it before they devour or corrupt our dear paladin. We are but a week away from the lost city. It is our intent to make all haste to the city, find those serpents and rescue our dear friend, and then figure out where this soulmonger resides. We believe there is a puzzle within Omu that will reveal the location of the cursed contraption. Beware if you find this. The jungles are teeming with stronger and more crafty foes as we have approached Omu, and one of our friends is in mortal peril. Watch yourselves. Sir Brixton of the Yellow Banner.
Well, he
So it
sounds.
seems that there's another adventuring party here.
Sebastian?
I was saying, well, he sounds a fair bit more competent than Sir Pettibone.
I mean,
Can we go find another slingshot to get him killed with? 'Cause that sounds fun.
hey, Sir Pettibone died the way he lived, charging blindly into every situation. He was like Armoring, but about 40 years older. Anyway, cool. So that's the letter. What do you guys want to do?
I guess we check quickly to see if they left any useful provisions here, and then continue onward toward Omu.
I want to look around
Right.
and see if there's any like archery gear that's been left.
Yeah,
The
so
letter mentioned that there was a wizard, so I'd like to look to see if he left anything as well.
okay. So kind of going in order, this is where I have to do a point of order. I know 2 sessions ago we kind of retconned that Sereth had sent some supplies down, and I know that I think a couple people got some magic weapons, but I don't know if that was actually recorded anywhere. Do any of you recall if you got or did not get anything?
I got a +1 bow.
Okay, cool. Because I'm going to update
And other paladin got a +1, whatever it is that she uses.
that. Yes. So then I'll say, Rio, Calyx, you find, we'll say, roll a d8 for me.
I was just seeing it had actually added the +1. Sorry.
It doesn't look like a +1 longbow.
It added it to the attack. Because I just modified it, but it didn't add it to the damage.
Let me,
Oh, there's my D8 though.
so you find 2 +1 arrows kind of strewn about. Let's see, Teresa, you don't find any spell books. We will say that you do find, roll a d4. Wow, we'll say you find 4 scrolls of second level or lower spells. So if there's any that you want, I'll let you kind of decide what you can have out of that.
Sweet.
Because
And
that
I
seems...
still have that one scroll of Arcane Gate. Never did that. Re-add that to my list.
Calyx, I'm going to add that bow in DDB and then re-import you real quick.
Oh, okay. I just modified the bow that's in my inventory to have a +1 attack and +1 damage.
Yeah, I actually want it to be a +1 longbow that it shows up with the thing, because that'll make... there we go.
My
Works for me.
Polearm Master attack formula got reset.
There we go. Now you have a +1 longbow in there.
And you said how many second level spells?
What did you roll for? So 4 scrolls. So you can just pick
Okay.
4 arcane spells. Something that would be on a wizard's list, just because it was a wizard's supplies that were kind of strewn about.
Okay.
Teddy, do you search for anything or anything of that nature?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking around, but I guess I don't have anything in particular I'm looking for.
Okay. Oh, let's put a note here. It's the Spear Mastery bonus attack. That's the Polearm Master. Because
Yep.
I think what I need to do is make a special bonus attack in D&D Beyond, and then anytime I do an import, it will import correctly. So yeah, Teresa, do you have any idea which scrolls you want, or do you just want to kind of figure it out?
I know 2 of them are going to be Dark Vision and Gentle Repose. Let's see.
And then Sebastian, is there anything in particular you would be looking for?
Maps, documents. I mean, other than the letter that we already found. Any equipment of especially good quality, which I do not expect would have been left behind, but it never hurts to look.
Yeah, I'll say compared to the gear that you have right now, there's some older, like some knives. There's a hatchet or 2 and various supplies, but nothing that would really compare to the tier of gear that you have at this point. Just because you've got pretty good gear.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we're pretty much looking for magic items, which even these guys leaving in a hurry probably would not have left behind.
Okay, so you said Gentle Repose, Dark Vision. I'll probably ask later just what the other 2 are, Teresa, just so I have some idea if you try to pull them out on me. Cool. The signs of struggle you find, obviously, whoever attacked them, well, you know who attacked them, right? So you know that Yuan-Ti ambushed them. And you can tell their usual scimitars and claws and whatnot probably did most of the damage to the tents and stuff here. Catapult? What does catapult do?
And it's a Xanathar spell. Let me pull it up.
Is that level
It's,
one?
Please tell me it's something that we can use on Sir Pettibone number 2.
Or on a goblin village?
But why not both?
So
Oh.
basically, I pick up a rock that weighs 1 to 5 pounds, and the object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in the direction you choose before falling to the ground. Creatures have to make a dexterity saving throw. On a fail, they take 3d8 bludgeoning damage. Which is pretty decent for a first level spell.
Catapult. Here it is. Yep. Cool. Fun. So you have a really, really good fastball one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see if I remember. It is 2 hours per level of the spell. One of these is a necromancy spell, so that's half the cost. Do I have enough to copy these spells though?
Oh, trying to copy them into your spellbook.
Yeah. Trying to remember. Let's see, spell copying here.
Sareth has all the gold.
Gold
50
and time
gold
is
per
half.
level plus 2 hours. Not
Okay.
counting schools.
So altogether that would be 7 hours and 175 gold. So, for now, while they're searching, I'm just going to learn the gentle repose since that only takes me an hour.
Cool. If
How
you
long
want
does gentle repose last?
What'd you say?
How long does the effect of gentle repose last?
It lasts for a week, if I remember. Let me see.
That sounds right.
for the duration, and the duration is a 10-day.
Oh,
Yes,
oh.
a week.
A 10-day.
A week.
So is a fortnight in Faerun 20 days?
There probably isn't such a term.
Okay. A third month. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So do you guys want to do anything else at this campsite?
Is there any tracks or anything? And if so, I'd like to volunteer the bird.
Was there any heraldic symbols on the yellow banner? Or was it just a solid yellow banner?
Kind of solid yellow with some nice piping down the side. And what with them being called the Yellow Banner Company, you can kind of assume that they had pretty simple iconography for their band.
So, are there any signs of monstrosities or undead here?
Not more than would normally be here. There's no obvious undead presence in the area, and the only things, you know that Yuan-Ti were here. I can see if they count as monstrosities, but I'm not sure. I think they're actually humanoid, but let's just double check.
It says monstrosities are monsters in the strictest sense, fighting creatures that are not ordinary, not truly natural, and almost never benign. Some are the results of magical experimentation gone awry, such as owlbears, and others are the product of terrible curses, including minotaurs. They defy categorization, and some sense serve as a catch-all category for characters that don't fit into any other type.
Oh, so Yuan-Ti, some of them are monstrosities. So that's fun. So yes, there is definitely sign of. I'm assuming this is for tracking for the purposes of one of your abilities.
Favorite enemy. I just got another upgrade for it, so I have 2 now. So my second one is monstrosities.
That's a good pick for the rest of this campaign.
I did something right.
Yay! I mean, you're using spells. You've got more favorite stuff. Let me look it up on your sheet real quick just to make sure, because I do not have an encyclopedic knowledge. So this
Just
is
put it on there.
favored enemy, undead, favored enemy, blah blah. Oh, it'll be the same. You have advantage on survival checks to track them. So yeah, there's definitely, you pick up some faint signs that you want to were here. If you actually want to track them, it would be a survival check at advantage.
Yeah, I'll do that. If it'll let me fucking scroll down. Which it apparently won't. There we go.
Just want to preserve this moment, right? Just rolled 2 20s on a survival check. Okay. So yeah, very clearly, probably about a few days old and starting to fade. You can definitely make out the trail of these Yuan-Ti heading south. As the note indicated, it also looks like they were carrying or dragging something. You can probably make an educated guess as to who or what they were dragging at this point. And you can also see, somewhat more obviously, the path of, you assume, the Yellow Banner Company following them. There's kind of 3 sets of tracks. The first one being the barely perceptible trail of large snake bodies, the second one being very careful human footsteps, and the third set being the, you assume, lumbering, kind of clumsy path of the Yellow Banner Party, all heading south, kind of on top of each other.
Got it. Well, I'll point all of that out to the group and just say, yeah, well, this is exactly where they went, and perhaps we should follow in their tracks while carefully watching around us for enemies.
Sounds like a
I
plan.
think so, if we mean to catch up with this wayward adventuring party. We probably should leave as soon as we can.
Okay, I will take us back to the map.
So real quick, how long does it take for us to travel between hexagons? So I can kind of learn spells along the way.
So travel between the hexes, you can get about a hex a day. It's about 10 miles, which through the heavy jungle, that's a normal pace where you assume you spend about 8 to 10 hours a day kind of pushing forward. Yeah. Just drawing a little trail for you, Calyx.
Okay, so in that time frame, I would learn all of my schools then.
Okay, so I'm just assuming, like, as you guys head towards Omu, when you stop each day to make camp, you're just kind of...
Yep.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you guys going to do anything besides go straight to Omu?
I think we probably should try to see if we can keep track of that trail.
Which probably goes straight to Omu.
One could suppose so. So I'm just going to reveal that chunk of the map. So assuming that's the case, you guys progress at your normal cautious pace. I've revealed what Calyx would normally see during that time. As you get to the outskirts of Omu, Calyx, it's obvious. I'm just going to move you guys kind of right here-ish. As you get close to the outskirts of Omu, you can see that it is kind of sunken in a valley, nestled right up against the foothills that lead up to that giant volcano you can see. There's kind of one entrance to the city, and I will just pop up the Omu map, because Calyx, you would be able to see all of this. So as soon as I can find all of my stuff, activate.
Also, I was going through my character sheet again. That's what I've been doing for the past like 20 minutes. It auto-selected my natural explorer second, favored terrain, and I changed it to what I would actually want, which is forest instead of mountains, because we're not going to be fucking going on mountains anytime soon.
Okay.
I was like, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be climbing a volcano, so I don't want that. But
Sure.
I mean, you could.
well, yeah, but I choose that we are going to be in forests more often, is my thought process. Clearly, Underdark isn't working out for me, so I was figuring forest is at least more useful.
I mean,
that being said, though, it also, part of Natural Explorer, it says for traveling, or while traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means, and you remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in other activities. You can move stealthily at a normal pace while alone only, and I find twice as much food while foraging. But the other key part of this is while tracking creatures, you learn the exact number, size, and how long ago they passed through the area.
okay.
Rangers.
Yep. Boy, if you had picked that favorite terrain at the beginning of the campaign. Anyway,
I know, instead of Underdark, where, we haven't used it one fucking time. That's why I keep wanting to go to mines, and everyone's like, let's not go to a mine. And I'm like, God damn it, let's go to a fucking mine!
well, I have good news for you, Rio. The module is called Tomb of Annihilation, so
That's why I chose Underdark.
it just happens to be, at the end.
I did Forest and Underdark backwards.
Titular climactic encounter doesn't happen at the beginning.
It's where is it? Yeah, this guy. He's at the end. Don't worry. All of chapter 4 and 5.
Quit ruining it. Quit ruining it for me. Spoilers. Ew.
The cover of the book has the guy on it.
I have my fingers on my ears right now. La 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 la.
Awesome. So to describe Omu a little bit, it's a valley tucked right up against the base of that mountain. And by valley, I mean it's actually a city built into kind of a cliffed basin.
It's a Roman theater.
Yeah, there is one up there. I'm not going to describe the various parts too much beyond most of this city is Calyx. What you can see from the air is this city is heavily ruined and overgrown, which makes sense from what you've been told by various various characters throughout the course of this campaign. Omu has it fell somewhere between 100 and 200 years ago, so you are looking at a city that looks like it fell about 100 to 200 years ago. It also looks like a river that at one point was probably diverted or controlled has broken through the northern cliff wall and started flooding through kind of the main body of the city. There does appear to the east side of the city to be a giant palace complex of some sort. There's also raised roads that run kind of north, south, and east, west. Those are the big gray lines you can see. And there's then just various buildings that are being slowly overgrown. A couple of things of note. The cliffs are about 100 to 150 feet tall in various places. There's one obvious entrance to the city that is a path leading to what looks like maybe a guard or trade or some sort of control hut or structure at the southwest corner of the map. As you noted, Sebastian, there is an amphitheater far to the northwest of the city. And then the southeast of the city looks like it literally collapsed and fell into a pool of magma. There is one structure on a lone surviving pillar, kind of somewhat, well, I mean, you can see it. There's a big chunk of land. It's pretty close to the land. There may be ways to get to it without too much trouble if you can get to it on the north of that pillar. And I think that's, without actually getting into the city, that kind of describes most of what you can see from the sky. Yeah.
And we're approaching from the northwest, correct?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because you're able to see this whole city from your flyby, right? Like you can. It's obviously a sunken city. It stands out. So the question is, how do you want to approach the city?
Well, and the only other thing I have is, because I might have missed this part, but the cliffs around the city, how tall are those?
About 100 to 150 feet, depending on where you are.
Big boys, got it.
Does he see one T or undead or anything moving about in the city?
Yeah, do I?
You see some figures moving here and there, but are you scouting from a safe distance, or how close are you flying to the city to
I mean, I was figuring I'd be flying about where this map displays it from like that kind of height.
Yeah, so from your height, you see a few figures here and there moving, like from cover to cover or from building to building. But it doesn't look like the roads are not covered in people going about day-to-day business. Like, this is definitely
The figures that I do see, do they appear to be like darting from building to building, or like, just strolling about?
they move quickly, like not trying to stay out in the open.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, I will relay all of this information to the group. It looks like the only entrance, other than coming down a cliff, is at the southwest side. There's like stairs down. In like the far southwest corner.
Should I read the actual description of Omu?
Sure.
The jungle parts to reveal a dead city enclosed by sheer cliffs. I can't even read off a page. Ruined buildings and stone boulevards rise like ghosts from the floor of a misty basin. Colorful birds glide overhead, and one not colorful, surly bird. A waterfall pours into the basin, creating a swollen river that floods much of the city before draining into a deep rift filled with molten lava. A ruined palace lies a few hundred feet from the edge of the steaming abyss. Yeah. And then I guess the real question is, how do you? So you stay at this height, Rio?
I kind of want to do a closer flyby of this building.
To buzz the tower.
Yeah, kind of like do a quick flyby on that like lava tower, and then is if I don't get shot out of the sky, I would also like to do that for this
So as
and
you,
the amphitheater up here.
so I'll handle the first one. So that is so as you get closer to it, as you drop to within about 100 to 200 feet of the city, or like to the ground level, you notice kind of all along every 100 feet or so on that southeastern wall, you see previously kind of blending in with the environment, there are gargoyles that begin to stir and rustle as you get closer to that particular, as you fly lower. So the lower you go, it looks like they are starting to stir.
Life.
Yeah, they're waking up. So do you want to continue further or back off?
No, I'm gonna back off.
Okay. You do see, like, because you can still use your eyeballs. So that particular shrine that you were talking about on that giant pillar or column of rock, it's about 200 feet above the lava, and it looks like a walled ruin overgrown with palms. You don't see any figures as you're kind of wheeling back to not awaken these gargoyles that appear to be kind of watching the city.
Okay. Well, I'll take this information back to the group. When I was doing the like close dive, so you said the gargoyles were like along the cliff sides, or they were like in the city, or where were they?
So basically all along the top of the cliff, kind of blending in with where the jungle ends and the very edge of the cliff, you noticed about every 100 feet or so it looked like there were at least the section of the wall that you were looking at, which would kind of be like, I have to be in the right thing. So I'm kind of pinging along the wall here.
Yeah.
Like every 100 feet or so, like it's not exact, but there were plenty of them.
Okay.
Almost as if somebody had set up some sort of security system specifically for
flying fuckers.
Yeah.
Weird.
Hey, it wasn't even me. The module planned for that.
It's like D&D knows people will do this kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, when I get back to the group, does anyone have climbing gear? Does anyone have like 100 feet of rope? I have 50 feet of rope, but I don't have 100 feet.
I have 50 feet of rope. I do have a climber's kit.
I have 50 feet of rope as well.
Yeah, I do too.
But we also kind of have a invitation from the man himself. So we could just like walk up to the main entrance, speak to whoever is guarding the entrance and say, hey, take me to your leader.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh, and I kind of brushed over this. Sorry. Salita and Iku are still with you. I just haven't been thinking about that too much.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess the main entrance is that southeast side, so I guess we just should make our way down to that corner of the city and then approach from there, I suppose.
Yeah. I think that sounds good to me.
I think so as well.
I'm gonna say it's morning, just for the sake of making sure that once we get in the city, adventuring days start from the morning. So I'm going to draw a line in. So you guys walk in, to this, down these steps. You can tell as you get closer, this was probably once the highway out of Omu, but shortly after you, looking backwards, the jungle has overtaken any roads that had once been here. And these crumbling steps that are being overtaken by vines are kind of the last remnant of Omu's connection to the outside world. As you get up to that building, it's a guardhouse. There's arrow slits cut along its walls. It's made out of limestone. There's a lopsided iron portcullis that no longer functions, kind of stuck in the main gateway to the guardhouse. And inside it looks like an open plaza. You can see there's also a similar door on the back side of it, so this was essentially, the road probably ran through here, but there's really not much evidence that the road still exists now, just that the building that sat on top of it is still there. And so then...
Okay, and the portcullis is blocking the way, or it's just kind of like hanging loose?
So the building's kind of damaged, and it looks like at this point the portcullis is kind of stuck at an angle, just wedged into the stone, to the degree that it's just permanently stuck there. Like you would have to bust
But
out.
can we get under it or something?
Oh
or?
yeah, you can walk right under it. It was left open. It probably fell a foot or two into this 10-foot tall, gatehouse, and it's just stuck there. You would have to do some masonry work to unstick that portcullis. So you can pass under it. It doesn't look like it's going to fall on you.
Okay. Well,
Is there anybody here, or is it just an empty space?
It appears to be empty.
potentially we could try calling out to say, we have been invited here by Razan C. Maybe?
Sounds
You
like a
guys
good
want to do
idea.
that?
Can I ritual cast detect magic?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll do that while these guys are calling out.
If nobody answers, I'm not going to continuously call out for the whole 10 minutes, though.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
well, Calyx
Hello?
clearly not going to call out to anything. I'm just
So-
going to fucking stand there.
Can you hear me now?
So as you guys call out, your voices kind of echo off of the cliff walls and the stone face of the building, and there's no response. Let's see. For refreshing your sheet, Teresa, do you mean syncing it from D&D Beyond or
Yes.
just okay? So there's a little when you click on your character. There's a little icon by your name that's D&D Beyond. Like if you pull your character sheet up, and if you open that, it has an option at the bottom of that to hit Start Import, and that'll pull everything over from DDB.
Okay.
It takes a second, but it should crunch through it. It's pretty quick.
Because I did that before and it didn't update my spells. Giving errors, though.
Oh, let's see what happens if I do it. I see Catapult. I see Protection from Evil and Good. There's Dark Vision and General Repose. They're in there.
Okay, there they are.
Yeah. So as you finish, let's see here. So as you finish your detect magic casting, you ping off of all of the various magical items the party has, but you don't detect anything in particular in this area. I think the range is what, like 30 feet? Yeah,
Why
30
are the
feet.
spells not
Yes.
listed alphabetically within their levels?
I have no idea why. They probably have spell IDs that are numeric, and it probably imports them that way.
You are probably correct,
That's my guess.
but I also find it mildly irritating.
I mean, if you really want to, you could delete them and re-add them, but you would have to do that every time you imported your character, probably, so sorry.
Yeah, not worth it.
You can filter them with all the little buttons on top. I don't know if
Yeah.
that helps.
Well, I mean, it's not like I have so many spells that it's a huge, huge deal. It's just
Cool, so yeah, it seems like nobody's here. There doesn't appear to be any magical effect. I'm going to assume you detected magic like on the building, kind of. No senses beyond, no arcane traces beyond all of the various gear that you guys have at this point.
well, I guess we should go on.
In the back.
Do you go through or around the guardhouse?
I'll go
I
through.
believe we should.
I'm gonna go on top of the guardhouse.
Okay, so
Sure,
you...
if we're here, we can turn into a burrowing creature and go under it.
Ooh, just every single way. Can anybody
Yeah.
do air? So anybody who manages to either go above or through it, so the interior is collapsed into rubble. Creepers and vines cling to the walls, and high grasses are sprouting between the flagstones. You see various long dead campfires as if other parties have come through here before. There is one wall covered with graffiti, some of it painted, some of it etched into the wall, as if somebody crudely carved things there.
Abandon hope all who enter here.
No, well, let's see. So some of the things that you see, there's kind of a selection of graffiti in here, but the ones you can make out, one of them reads, "Fear the fangs of Razan Sea." Another one has kind of painted onto the wall, "Eric, I've gone in search of the 9 shrines, V." Another script writes out, "The puzzle cubes are the key." Another one reads, "Beware the frog monster." Another one reads, "Who is Unk?" One reads, "All hail the King of Feathers." And one says, "The snakes are not what they seem." And the last one you can make out in all the scrawl is, "Kubazan is bravery, Shagambi is wisdom, Moa is question mark." Let me see if I actually have this stuff in a handout. That would be...
It sounds like it would be useful to have later.
Yeah, especially that beware the frog.
Dwellers of the Forbidden City. Don't want that. Locations in Omu. Hey, look at this.
Is it talking about the encounter our companions, our other party had?
So there, I just put in chat. Those are the graffiti. Is the plural of graffiti graffiti?
Yeah.
I think it's just graffiti.
Singular and plural?
Yep.
Damn. It's not like criteria and criterion. Anyway.
Quick thing, real fast.
Yeah.
What was the bravery is something like what?
So I posted it over in chat. So if you want to copy it down
Oh, okay,
or write
cool.
it, it's all there. Can I make a handout on the fly? Let's see if I can do that.
Oh, I mean, I'm typing it into notes, so.
Journal entries. Create entry. New journal entry. Guard house graffiti. Wow, if I could spell graffiti right. Folder. Oh, yeah. We'll just put that in custom handouts. Jesus, there's a lot of folders here. Great, new journal entry. Pow. Save.
Graffiti is a borrowed word from Italian. Incised inscriptions.
I like how it says
It
incised
is
because
considered plural, but yeah. Well, I'm looking at Britannica, so
it's obviously right because the
they
British
might
are
have
never
slightly
wrong.
odd.
I'm gonna grab
Or
a
I was
beer
going
real
to say
quick.
they might have slightly different word usages than Americans.
Yes, I would say that this graffiti is very... I don't even know where to go with that.
Anyway, the word is plural, but often used as singular in the Italian.
So Owen, before Mom and Dad came out, I made them... I called Dad at 8:50 to go get me beer before they left for Maryland last week. I succeeded.
Yeah.
I succeeded. I have Wisconsin beer. Anyway.
What do you have?
Lakefront Brewery East Side Dark Lager.
That's a good one.
Ooh, that is tasty. Okay. Cool. So that is the graffiti on the wall. Let's see here. Yeah. And I think what I will do is slowly reveal certain markers on the map as we go through them. Bam! So one is the guardhouse. There we go. So do you guys want to do anything else in said guardhouse?
I want to draw a thumbs up next to "All Hail the King of Feathers."
You do so.
I then bird blink at it in the only way that you could possibly imagine Calyx smiling, and then I will just wander off.
The sad thing is I can kind of imagine that in a weird way.
Yeah, because Calyx can't smile because he has a fucking beak, so he just bird blinks at it in an amused way and then wanders off.
Okay. So as you guys head, I'm assuming you're all heading further into the city.
Yes.
Do you have a particular area you want to head towards besides just go to the road?
I kind of want to go
in this area.
to that little platform. Well, at least where we could see that platform. So maybe there to see if there's something on said platform.
Where that little bridge and...
Yeah.
Yeah,
going over
to
the
that
walls?
little bridge, / little pedestal is.
Sure.
God.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Of course, it's the one thing that I don't freaking prepare a map for. So I don't have a map for that, sorry. But I can explain what happens. Theater of the mind. So you guys make your way through here. This area does look moderately well traveled. As you pass this first clutch of ruined buildings, you do notice from the north, you can just kind of make out a walled compound, and there appears to be some smoke drifting up from it. This is like black smoke, like something is actually burning, but you don't hear anything. Let's see here, but as you head over, once you kind of get a little bit past the steps up to that raised stone roadway, you can kind of see through the massive stuff over to that bridge and that platform. And what you can see... So yeah, there's a kind of precarious stone bridge going from, we'll call it the mainland, to that platform. There's a small group of what look like almost plant people kind of rhythmically moving and chanting around a figure at the edge of the cliff.
Can you describe anything more about the look of the plant people?
Well, how close do you get? Because I'm assuming you guys are trying to watch from a distance. And it is
Yeah.
like if you guys get to about here, that's probably as close as you can get without really drawing any attention.
Does it look familiar to anything we've fought like 2 weeks ago? Like that, the yellow.
Oh, the plant zombies? No.
Yeah.
They don't look
Okay.
anything. These are literally like imagine little Groots, kind of
Okay.
like, and they're making weird clicks and sounds in something that you assume is plant language. They are. Oh, you know
They're
what?
still from Groot.
We Groot. Features, effects, biography. Yeah, they're just these weird little kind of planty, mushroomy looking Grooty guys, all kind of chanting and dancing around. You can't really make it out beyond them. There is some figure at the edge of the cliff. It almost looks like some sort of ritual. And they are they're about 2 to 3 feet tall, most of them.
Wait, can you point that on the map again? Can you ping it?
It's this spot right here. So there's all
Okay.
these little. Here, let me see if I can. Can I just share that image? No, I can't really share. Oh, handout. Ha! Pow! They look like this, except without that weird creature behind it. But they look like the guy with the spear.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody wants to do a nature check, that would
I'll do
probably.
that. I'll do a nature check. Back up.
I'll give it a shot.
Would
Come on.
would it happen to be primordial language?
No, it is not primordial.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
yeah, you are just kind of entranced by these bizarre things. Teresa, you get a pretty good read on these. You think these creatures, if you recall correctly, they actually spawn from russet mold, and they kind of eat everything, and they have, at least comparatively, a pretty simplistic society, but they are conscious, and they have their own culture, but nobody really spends a whole lot of time studying veggie pygmies, really. You can surmise that they're undergoing some ritual that probably only they understand. Let's see here, and you know that these guys probably aren't a huge threat to you if you leave them alone. Like they don't pose a huge threat to you right now. This isn't like a horde of highly powered enemies.
Let's kill him. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't want to interrupt what they're doing, but I am curious to see what. I mean, we don't have to stay, but I am kind of curious as to what this ritual is. If something happens at the end of it that's worth seeing.
They summon a giant
You
frog.
want to observe it?
So everybody just wants to kind of watch and see how whatever they're doing plays out.
Sure.
Okay. So they continue kind of dancing and jumping, and they're making these very odd kind of hissing, groaning, gesturing. They're communicating in a way that's just completely alien to all of you. You do notice that there appears to be some sort of the creature, as you watch more, appears to be a grung, which is a frog person. Grung are usually pretty cruel, nasty frog people. The veggie pygmies, one of them who is bigger than the rest, eventually comes to the front and does a whole bunch of bizarre swaying and hissing sounds, and then suddenly he stops, and a bunch of the pygmies shove the grung, which kind of croaks in terror, over the edge of the cliff, and a couple of the veggie pygmies actually seem to leap after him, or it, and all of those couple of veggie pygmies and the grung all slowly fall down and hit the lava and disappear in a puff of organic smoke. And then the pygmies kind of slowly the veggie pygmies slowly settle down, and eventually they turn to head back across the bridge.
Well, that was exciting.
Now let's kill him. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you guys gonna stick around for them to come across the bridge, or head elsewhere? What do you want to do?
Can we see this building?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, at ground level, you can make out silhouettes and shapes, but it's very difficult to actually see anything until you get right up to it, just because everything here is very overgrown. You could imagine the brush here would, for anybody but you, Calyx, be difficult terrain to wade through.
Okay. I kind of want to go explore buildings.
Maybe we should go explore the one that had smoke coming from it.
Yeah, but I also kind of want to avoid the main road, if at all possible.
Well,
if anything, I'd say go like here and then north. Could we potentially do that?
We could do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought if our whole point was to present ourselves to some intelligent servant of Razan Sea and say, "Hey, here's my invitation," and we were more likely to find whoever that might be on the road or from
That's potentially true. Yeah, I'm also worried about potentially running into people who don't serve Rosin Sea.
I mean, sure, those might be here too.
Well, we can go on the main road. I'm not like
Like,
definitely against it. I'm just like, I feel like I will have a higher probability of being spotted / attacked, which, with what you're saying, is actually maybe not a bad thing. So,
Honestly, I think that we shouldn't give ourselves out so early. I mean, there's a good chance he already knows that we're here, but, we shouldn't just alert the whole city that we're here.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah.
So where do you want to go?
I think we will follow Calyx's suggestion.
To that, the kind of circular Chinese coin-looking building to the north of you?
Oh, did you want to?
I mean, I was asking about it just because I kind of want to go look at it, but like, I guess we could just go to that building, and then if there's nothing there, then like the opening in the wall across the road.
Right.
is
But
like
then,
right there, so we could just go straight over there.
then we would have to go over the raised road that you were wanting to avoid.
Well, yeah, but it's only a short, like, and we're here, we're not, which is what all those figures that I saw previously were doing anyway, that they were, like, darting from building to building. So, I
Sure.
mean, I just feel like then we can explore more buildings while we're at it, too.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
And while we're doing that, Grim, I want to, like, fly up on top of this little roof while we're walking past and see if there's anything interesting in that courtyard while we're walking north.
So you're flying up to look inside that building. Okay, so I'm gonna get us to here, and then let me just double check. So as you land on the top of that building, and kind of look into the ruins in it, can you roll a D100 for me?
Oh, God.
It is. It looks to be an overgrown, empty. Well, not empty, but overgrown courtyard. If you want to go deeper inside, you can, but it doesn't. You don't notice anything in particular in the courtyard besides just.
No, my whole idea was like, I'm just going to do a quick glance in there and then keep moving with the party. So if I don't see anything initially, then I'm just going to keep moving.
Okay. So then, as you guys get up to that walled compound there, sorry, I'm trying to juggle a couple different tools. So as you guys kind of make your way up here, it actually takes you a little longer than you think for everybody except Calyx to kind of hack and fight your way through this overgrown area. You're walking through essentially what used to be probably a long time ago manicured gardens and lawns, but now it is just kind of the jungle canopy hasn't quite filled in yet, so the undergrowth is actually really bad here. It's harder to navigate through than the jungle itself, and you have to take
Thick
your time.
shit.
What?
Thick shit.
Yep. You probably know the proper term for this, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that jungle, she thick.
Yep. So as you get up to the wall around this place, you see a Rune Shrine inside with tall monoliths kind of flanking the entrance. There's an image of a jaguar with 6 snakes kind of repeated in a motif on the walls and the monoliths, and there is a stone doorway into that squat building in front of you.
Are jaguars or snakes associated with a Tau?
So, Salita and Iku can both kind of say, there's Ubteo is kind of the over god of Chult, so everything here is his domain. What little they know of the legends of Omu is that Ubteo abandoned the city and then it fell. So this specifically, like this image of the jaguars with snakes coming out of their shoulders, which looks, you fought a creature quite a while back that looked like this. I don't know if you remember it or not, but
I do.
okay, yeah. So you guys fought one of these creatures before. It's actually called a Commodon. This symbology is not really related to Ubtao. Usually Ubtao's symbology is mazes and dinosaurs.
Okay, well, one of the things in the graffiti was about the 9 shrines. So I kind of want to go look at the shrine, which I'm assuming is what this is. So unless someone stops me, I'm going to walk up and, like, open that door and go inside.
Cool. Let me get you guys on the map. So Calyx, I'm going to put you here. Teddy, oh, that's not it. Whoa, Teresa, I'm going to put you here. Sebastian, I'll put you here. And let's see, Teddy. Hopefully this map is loading in. Can anybody see anything?
No.
It's still loading.
My
Yeah.
cameraman is having a hard time. So I'm just reloading the cameraman real quick. Whoa. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, I have to do that. Cool. I can see all of you on the map. Can you guys see anything?
I'm still loading.
Okay, cool. I am going to reset the Fog of War just in case, because this map actually has spoilers, 9 different maps on it. So I only want to reveal the one. Cool, I'll restart the recording then. Yeah, so you guys are basically outside the Calyx. Right in front of you is the doorway, which it's a heavy stone door, but you can easily push it open if you would like.
I mean, once this map loads, I'll make sure, but I'm gonna push it open. So
Oh, okay.
I'm at 90%. I'm just hanging out.
Sorry, like I said, I forgot to hit the preload scene button.
It's okay. I'm just gonna sit here and drink my very large red stripe.
God, I haven't had Red Stripe in ages.
I haven't either, and it's still my favorite cheap beer. It's a 24-ounce red stripe, which I've never seen before, and I just had to get it. I'm like, for $3, this was a definite win.
Well, hey, I'm mixing antibiotics and beer right now, so hopefully I don't just like
There you go.
suddenly pass out. I don't think antibiotics really interact that badly with beer.
The doctor always says not to consume alcohol on
Yeah,
antibiotics.
well, I don't listen to doctors, all right? What do they know, all right? It's like they went to school for this shit or something.
I'm just checking.
The internet says I'm fine.
So this is warning me about magnesium or aluminum with anticidzor products or calcium, iron, zinc. Do not take at the same time as milk, calcium fortified beverages, or yogurt. It has no alcohol warnings.
Really?
Not on the bottle. It's ciprofloxacin. I don't know. Called my father-in-law and said, I think I have an ear infection from my kid. Give me an antibiotic, please.
I just refreshed it, so.
Oh my god, but there's so much paperwork here. Side effects. May impair ability to operate a vehicle, vessel, for example, boat or machinery.
There we go. I'm good.
Cool. It does not have an alcohol warning in any of the obvious ones. Fun. Whatever. Okay, cool. So you open the door. You in the. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't care about that. That's fine.
This looks like a pit of doom.
So yeah, as you walk in, sorry, there's going to be a lot more of me reading out of books for this section. So the steps in here descend into a 15-foot high moss-covered room. Those stars are 4 statues of Amuan warriors in alcoves overlooking a barred gladiatorial pit in the floor. Each statue looks like it was meant to hold a spear, but its weapon is missing. On the far side of the chamber, a stone pedestal stands conspicuously bare. A relief carving on the wall behind shows a monstrous jaguar with 6 snakes protruding from its shoulders, fighting off just rolling d20s now. Fighting off a squat frog-like human armed with a spear. To the left of the relief is a narrow tunnel with stairs leading down. Oh, was that your secret door check?
I mean, it was supposed to be, but it rolled it like super weird. Oh,
So you just
that's
want
why,
to
because
roll
I didn't.
2
Because I didn't
20s.
do. I should have done perception checks because it's a
Yeah.
perception check to roll.
You said the stars are Omnian warriors, as in like the city on the Sword Coast, or south of the Sword Coast.
Omuan. O-M-U-A-N. Omu.
Okay.
Omuan? Omuan.
Gotcha.
No, not not the former colonial power that ruled Port Nyanzaru until about 10 years ago. Not that group.
Yeah, because I was gonna be like, I didn't think that their control penetrated this deeply into the jungle.
Yeah, so Calyx, you don't notice any secret doors. You can make out in the bottom of that pit. So to describe this pit a little bit, it does look like there are 2 doors on the lower level going east and west. They're not secret, they're just doors.
There.
Or open hallways, I should say. The bars of this pit, any of you could easily slide down into the pit. The pit is deep enough that it does not look like any of you could climb back out once you jumped down into it. You'd have to go follow either of those tunnels.
Or fly out.
Or fly out.
Okay. I want to look at each of the statues, starting with the one next to me, and see if they appear to have any switches or toggles or like things that I can manipulate on them.
So I guess if you want to do an incredibly thorough, that's investigation.
Okay.
On the face of it, from a simple glance, it doesn't look like it.
I don't know shit.
And yeah, it does not appear to you that there is anything special about these statues besides the fact that they're in poses where they should very obviously be holding spears and are not.
Got it.
Well, that's gonna be awful. Their spears were taken away.
It's got to hit you right in the feels there, Sebastian.
Yep. What did you say this thing was again?
That is a pedestal that is also conspicuous in the absence of anything on it.
Okay. So this little... The circle is the pedestal, and then the square inside it is nothing?
Hey, Calyx, stop moving. Don't go too far.
I have stopped.
So yeah, it's a simple stone pedestal, or like a little stone dais with a pedestal on top of it, and the pedestal is bare of anything. There is an inscription underneath the relief in front of you, but none of you can read it. It is not a language any of you recognize.
Didn't Teresa have a thing of magical language understanding?
That was only in like one place, wasn't it?
She had a feather from
Yeah.
Iku that granted her that power while you guys were in the weird plane-shifted shrine underneath Orlunga. But that is long since expired.
Let me see. If I recall, I have comprehend languages. Let's see. Yes, I do. If you give me 10 minutes, I can ritual cast it.
Does anybody oppose to a ritual casting?
No.
I do not oppose.
All right, so I will ritual cast Comprehend, which is here.
While you're casting that, how closely do you inspect the pedestal, Sebastian, since you were asking about it?
Give me a sec.
Okay.
I mean, I will kind of like feel around it. Do I feel like any?
So upon inspecting it, there's a hatch in the top of it.
Oh.
Do you try to open it?
Yeah, sure. I'm bored. Well, she's spending 10 minutes casting a spell.
Okay. Everybody in the room make a Constitution saving throw with... Yeah. So that's Teddy, Teresa, and Sebastian, and I guess technically, Teresa, you'd probably have to concentration check to ritual cast.
Come on, there we go. So,
What has happened is poison gas has shot out of tiny holes in the relief behind the pedestal.
Oh.
So Teddy and Sebastian both passed.
Mine should actually be an 11 because I'm getting my aura bonus twice still.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You failed. It's DC 12.
Wow, way to be honest.
And that does 14 poison damage to anybody who failed.
Is it a spell?
No, it's literally just poison.
I know.
And Teddy, you take 7 damage.
okay.
And then I think probably for Teresa, just a concentration check to see if you managed to keep ritual casting while Sebastian poked the button and pumped poison gas in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, having done that,
I was gonna say, it's out of character for you to be the one that pokes the trap. The gas does not linger around. It dissipates, but
I hope that was the right one.
it's a Constitution check. I should probably look that up real quick, shouldn't I?
And I will cast Cure Wounds on myself for a maximum of 11.
The DC is 10 or half the damage you take with a Constitution saving throw.
Which are higher.
Oh, it's a saving
So it's a
throw.
10. So basically, you get the gas stuns you. It doesn't stun you, but it disrupts you.
And it should be a save, not a check, actually.
Oh, yeah, that is a save, which you should probably have better bonuses for.
Right, because the aura is going to affect the save.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway.
That's brutal. So yeah, that disrupts the ritual cast basically, as you kind of cough as that poison gas hits you.
Watch now, she's gonna have to ritual cast it again, and it'll be like, don't poke the fucking button.
Okay.
Gotta ritual cast it again. 10 more minutes.
Does anybody do anything in the intervening 10 minutes?
I kind of want to go down the stairs.
Q scene with Rocket and Baby Groot and the detonator.
Oh, Jesus.
I kind of want to go poke the button again, just out of fucking FOMO. I
Okay,
missed out.
Is anybody actually poking the button or going down the stairs?
No.
I'm already in the hallway, but that's as far as I was going.
Okay, so after you finish the ritual cast of Comprehend Languages, the words underneath the relief basically tell a story. And it seems like you're reading part of a story, not the entire story. What it says is, at noon, a brave Commodon hopped down from her rock. She saw the evil in the Omuans' hearts and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Commodon fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank and a crafty grung stole it. In her rage, Shagambi the Commodon forgot all about the Omuans and chased Nang Nang the grung forever across the sky. And I'll see if I have any text of that I can copy over just for making that a little... Oh. That wouldn't be there.
I wonder if that had anything to do with the little guys throwing the grung into the lava.
Here is the portion of the story that translated to in chat. Hey, Calyx, when you did those perception rolls up above, were those while you were in the room investigating everything?
Yeah, like when I checked the room for doors, I was here, and
Yeah.
then did the statue check. That was here.
Okay, thanks. Okay. So that is the inscription translated.
Oh, do you want to keep going?
Sure.
Hey, is it dark in here?
There is no natural light in here, so yeah, it's dark.
Alright, so I'm going to cast Dark Vision on myself.
You succeed. Let me adjust your token to have dark vision. What if I just do that? Can you see now? Are you currently...
Yeah.
Okay. I just applied a torch effect, but that's close enough. Because I have that.
Everyone else, I think. Yeah, I think everyone else has dark vision, so it's the same functional.
Teddy doesn't, but yeah. I think Teddy still has a torch effect on anyway, so. Yeah, so this tunnel winds, the stairs go down and then the tunnel kind of slopes down as you walk by it. Calyx, you saw two more reliefs of Commodons basically fighting on the wall there. That's what those blue little things are. You looking for secret doors?
Yep.
You do not perceive any secret doors.
Shoot.
Teresa, did you just do some sort of healing thing?
What?
Did you do some sort of healing magic or potion or something?
No.
Oh, I saw the green number pop up over your token?
I don't. I was refreshing my sheet.
Ah. It probably reset your hit points.
That it does. In theory, you can actually sync back to DDB, but I've not tried to test it too deeply because I don't want to break everything. Are you continuing onwards, Calyx, or standing still? Hey, you can see...
Actually, as I'm going down here, sorry, I want to look at the reliefs. Like, is there something that we would recognize on it? Like, if I do like a, I don't know, religion check, I guess?
You can try a religion check. I'm going to say it's probably near impossible for you to succeed. Yeah, I know it's 20. It still doesn't really make any sense to you.
20, though.
Well,
Yeah, that's fine.
but the point is, like, there's obviously significance here. Like, this does seem to be some sort of shrine, and it is important. But you really just have no reference point for what this is.
Okay, no
Aside
problem.
from, it said Shagambi in the graffiti, and Shagambi was mentioned on that inscription. But that's about what you can put together.
You got it, boss. Apparently there's a wall.
So you can... Oh, there is? That's fun.
Apparently.
Multi-level things. Let me delete that wall. The problem here is that there are multiple walls. Because you are now lower. So do you walk in the room?
Yep.
So as you step on the floor, you feel the floor give slightly, and you hear a series of heavy thunks. And everybody needs to roll initiative.
Dun, 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 dun.
It says there's no actively, or no active, oh, never mind.
Ah! So many dice. Let me add Teresa. There you go. That should make it easier, Teresa.
Sorry, I'm trying to update my sheet, but it keeps reverting back.
Oh, for spells?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you good at least for combat right now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Well, it is Teresa's turn first.
How did that? Okay, well, alright.
Although I'm not sure, Teresa, how much you're really aware of right now, because you're at the top of the stairs.
I was trying to fix my sheet while they were moving. Because I would be right behind them.
Okay. I will... Oh, sorry. I was trying to move you down just to make it a little easier because of the wall geometry. So, like, kind of right there? Okay. Would you like to take any actions?
Okay, so... This thing... I don't see anything immediately in front of me, right?
Nope, you can kind of see a hallway that extends down or across this room. And that's about it. So the hallway continues to the east.
I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay, if you hold your action, if you take it later, that'll be your new initiative order.
Oh, well, okay.
You can ready an action
well-
without changing your initiative order. If you hold your turn, you just move to wherever it is in the order.
Holding isn't really a thing in 5th edition.
I'll say it is for now, because why not?
Because DM discretion mode.
Yeah. Do you want to ready an action?
Yeah, already in action.
What would you
I'm
like to
already
ready?
in action. Prepare to fire Eldritch Blast at the first thing I see. It looks hostile.
Okay. You are so readied. Anything else? I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay. So let's see here. 30. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. So a clay humanoid figure with a spear comes down the hallway. Teresa, you can Eldritch Blast it. It doesn't appear friendly.
Man, this thing just keeps taking my spells. Hold on. Go to the next person really quick. I need to put my spells back in.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff missing. Do you want
I'll
me to
just
try and hit
manually-
it to see if that fixes it?
Yeah.
Because it worked fine when I did it, so let me try it. Try closing your thing and opening it back up.
Ah, there they are. That's weird. Whenever I close it, they disappear.
Teresa's purple in D&D Beyond. Is Eldritch Blast a feature?
It's a cantrip.
I just don't see it on the cantrip list, so I'm wondering if it comes from somewhere else. That doesn't matter. Okay, an attack of 8. And a second attack of 23. Let's see, so the 8, just kind of in the darkness, you just started using dark vision, so you kind of go astray and don't quite hit the clay humanoid figure you see coming around the corner. The second one definitely hits, and that is 6 force damage.
Alright, that's my turn.
Cool. So the gladiator, having used about 15 of his movement, will come bop, bop, bop to here. And does he have reach? Nope, he does not. Okay. So yeah, as this figure comes out, it has a shield and a spear, and it appears to just be a clay humanoid-looking figure with a shield and a spear. Calyx, it is your turn. Are you
Okay, well,
in the
I
pit?
moved back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the pit. And then I'm going to Hunter's Mark him. Bonus action. And then, big surprise, I'm going to shoot him.
Shocking.
That was horrible damage. That's for the first turn bonus. Although I did crit, and I still got the worst possible damage. Holy shit. 2 1d8s that got 1s.
Okay, so you've done 6 plus 7, 8 damage total.
Yeah, well, 6, yeah, 7, 8, yeah.
Okay. The 11 will not hit. The 17 will for 7 plus 8, 15 damage.
Also, that's all 3 hunter's marks because I forgot to add those on.
Oh, that. Okay. So the middle one doesn't hit, but I'm gonna say that's plus.
The second die was a 3.
I'm just gonna add 2 hit points back and call it a day.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So that's action, bonus action. Anything else with your movement?
Nope.
Okay. Who are you? This guy. 1. Nope. Stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hear another creature. You assume another one of these clay gladiators coming down the hall behind the first one. It is Sebastian's turn.
I will move to here. I will attack this guy. I will attack him again.
So the 18 will hit, the 13 will miss.
And I will give him a bonus action attack.
Okay, the 22 will hit, so that is 7 plus 9 damage for a total of, what, 16? You guys are raining blows down on this creature. It is still coming at you. Teddy, it is your turn. Or I should say
Okay.
construct.
I'm gonna do Emboldening Bond on, I think, just about everyone. Or the 3 people. Get out of here! Get this thing out of here. It's on Calyx, Sebastian, yeah, and Teresa.
That's everyone.
And then I'm gonna move over here. Can I move over here? Or is this like
Can't.
I can't?
You are in a pit that has.
So
almost-
it's just this little box.
Yes, this 3x3 box that you are in a hallway behind you.
All right, then I'm gonna. Okay, then I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. Let me get my spells. I'm gonna cast the spiritual. Spirit Guardian.
Weapon? Spirit Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay, those emanate from yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and cast it. Okay, so you call forth spirits, 15 feet. It's when they start the turn in the space, and it is a wisdom saving throw. Okay, cool. So that's action, bonus action. Do you move?
I just moved to the corner a little bit more. That's it.
Oh,
If you go to the other corner, then you could give yourself and Sebastian flanking as they come out the door.
Oh. Okay. Boom. Wait.
that corner.
There you go.
And I mean, spiritual weapons gonna hit, or spirit guardians will hit everything in this room. So there you go. The next
Hopefully
guys,
he excluded party members from its effect.
I'm gonna assume, unless he says otherwise, that he does.
I'm taking you all down. This is where I turn the tides, guys.
And it is Teresa's turn. You did hear more constructs coming from that hallway.
I'll come inside.
Perfect lightning bolt formation. How often does that ever happen?
Yes, if
Should-
I have.
Should ask the Saturday group. Gale is getting a lot of use out of Lightning Bolt Wand.
Let's see. I used used one so far. Let's give Catapult a shot here. I'll cast that at second level. And the first one, let's see.
So catapult. So
Wow.
you're picking a piece of rubble up and just pitching it at the front guy.
Yes.
Okay, so I need to make a dex save. As soon as I find it.
Which rock constructs don't seem like they'd be super dexterous.
I got an 18. So I think he
Apparently
passes
I
and
was-
takes... On a failed save, it strikes. When the object strikes something... On a failed save, the object strikes the target. If the object... Well, it flies in a straight line up to 90 feet before falling to the ground, stopping early if it impacts. The creature makes a dex saving throw. The object strikes the target and stops moving. So if he dodges, are you throwing it on a straight line at the gladiator?
Yes.
Well, I guess the one behind him gets to make a save. And he'll fail. And he will take 15 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. That wasn't a total loss.
Well, I'm trying to read that as literally as possible. Okay. So
And that's my turn.
now it is the front gladiator's turn. Let's see here. How smart are they? Okay, they're not idiots.
He gets to save against the Spirit Guardians.
Oh, that's right. Wisdom saving throw. Thank you. Fails that pretty hard. How much was the damage? 10?
It's
It probably ought to reroll damage for every instance.
So roll
Yeah.
3d8. I'm assuming this is radiant, not necrotic.
yeah.
So give me a 3d8.
I will give you.
It's your
Wait, we're
guard.
level 7 now, right?
Huh?
We're level 7 now, right?
Yep.
Which means
Yes.
you have 4th level spell slots.
He cast it at 3rd level, I think.
Yes, that is true, but the option is there in the future to upcast it to 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to take 11 damage now. Looks like you've started to inflict some damage. This construct is starting to crack. Who hit it last? I think Sebastian hit it last. It is going to attack. Let's see, it gets 3 melee attacks. It will attack 3 times with its spear. 1, 2, and 3. Any of those hit you? Probably
Nope.
not. Well, that's unfortunate. That is his turn. It is Calyx's turn. Boom. Okay, an 8 and a 14 both impact the clay gladiator, but the arrows just bounce off. It is not enough to actually do any damage to it. It's a AC 17. Is that anything else? No, okay. End of turn. The second gladiator will come out and attack Teddy.
I will take my opportunity attack from entering my reach.
Okay. Also has to
Which
make a
should be
wisdom
at
save.
advantage.
Hey.
Woo!
Roll some Spirit Guardian damage. Oh no, well, yeah, he still takes half, even if he saved.
Okay, so the spear hits for 8. Spirit Guardians will do.
Are you rolling it? All right.
Yeah, roll it. You get to roll your damage. 12.
Yeah, you're going to get to
6
roll
damage.
like on every enemy's turn every time you have this spell up.
Okay, so that's you guys. Now he is going to attack you, Teddy, 3 times with his spear in one hand. Do any of those hit you?
First one does.
And the last one does.
Yeah, and the last one does.
So you take 22 piercing damage.
That's interesting.
And that is the gladiator's turn. It is Sebastian's turn.
All right. I will attack the one who is next to me.
That will miss.
We'll attack him again.
That one will hit.
I will attack him again.
That will
Looks
miss.
like it's gonna miss.
It's 11 damage. I'm starting to do some. Well, apparently clay gladiators bleed red, so there you go. It is Teddy's turn.
Alright, I'm going to whip out.
Anytime a wizard starts measuring, I get worried.
I'm gonna cast. Now I'm gonna cast my spiritual weapon.
Where do you want it?
Dude, I can't.
Right there?
Yeah. It's getting a little messy. And then, okay, I'm sorry. I feel like we did this last time, but so the casting in and of itself is an action, and then using it is a bonus action. So like the first turn, I
Casting
can't
it?
use it.
Casting it is a bonus action,
Then using it as a
and
bonus
it
action.
immediately attacks. On subsequent turns, you can use a
It's always-
bonus action to make it attack again.
Right. Okay. Well, cool then. I will. I'm gonna go after the one that's next to me. So that is a one.
It has an attack. If you look in, if you double click on the spirit corn. Under features, it has an attack. Or actions. Hey! Wow, Jesus. Spirit corn knows how to roll. So that's 13 force damage. Okay, so that is bonus action. Do you take an action?
I'm gonna pass for now. I'll go.
Okay. Then the next gladiator is going to come out and attack Sebastian.
He needs to make a wisdom save for spirit guardians, and I'm
Nope.
going
He
to.
didn't start his turn there.
But he entered the area.
Is that part of Spirit Guardians?
It is.
Yeah, if he enters into
Oh,
it,
okay.
yes, me.
Well, fine.
And I'm also giving him an attack of opportunity.
Do you get 2 attacks of opportunity in a turn?
I've had my initiative since the last time I did one.
Yeah, Grim.
Hey, you know. He's going to rules lawyer me, so I have to rules lawyer him.
That's fair.
So he fails the wisdom save, so roll your 3d8. He takes 12 damage, and then take your attack of opportunity.
It missed.
Okay. That's what you get!
It is.
Now he's going to attack you.
Cool.
3 times.
He misses. Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, take that, paladin. Well, take your 18 damage. Like it. You and your tin cans in front of me. Anyway. The last
I'll
clay
take-
gladiator.
I technically have to like it.
1, 2, 3. How big? Spirit corn's tiny, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna take his wisdom save. Is that a pass or a fail?
That should be a fail.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay, give me a 3d8.
8. Coming your way. Woo!
16. Sebastian, do you have any more attacks of opportunity left?
Not at the moment.
Okay, it is going to attack Calyx. So attack 1, attack 2, attack 3. So I'm not
Well, the
sure.
first two hit.
So that would be 17 damage. And that is all the clay gladiators. It is Teresa's turn.
Okay. So, since these are clay gladiators, I'm gonna use Shatter. And I'm sorry, y'all, but everyone's gonna have to make a Constitution save. Let's see.
I am not upset if you include me in the area of effect of that spell.
Yeah, because it's like 10-foot radius, so put it here.
What level is Shatter? There's Shatter.
It's a second level spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could probably position it like in the corner where I'm standing and it hits me and Teddy and doesn't hit you and Kellic, but it hits all 4 clay
Yeah.
gladiators.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how can I best hit.
Well, we'll say that works if you want to do it that way.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna turn off Spirit Guardians, just effect,
Mhm.
just so that we don't all get disco fever in here.
I will upcast Shatter, so
Oh, this will be the most entertaining half-party kill if it happens.
I have resistance to all damage from spells.
Oh,
I don't.
you. Well, I think we're hitting all the gladiators, the Spiricorn, and Teddy and Sebastian.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Why can't
I
that
do-
target? Oh, that's-
Virtual weapon have hit points? I don't remember.
it has an AC and hit points.
Oh, cool.
Oh
Does it have
wow,
save?
I rolled pretty low there.
Okay, so I need to
Wow.
do some saves. I'm gonna do mine.
Oh, that's a terrible roll. A 1 and a 2.
What is this? 15 Constitution. Okay, so North Gladiator fails and takes 15 thunder damage. That one's starting to look a bit beat. East Gladiator. Saves and takes half damage? Yes, half damage, so 7 damage. South Gladiator will fail and take 15. And that one is starting to look a bit beat. And West Gladiator will also fail and take 15. Okay. What is spiritual weapon? I want to look it up real quick.
I will fail and take 7.
Did you roll, Teddy?
No, sorry. What save is this?
You need to take a Constitution saving throw, and I'm going to say this Spiricorn does not because it's spectral. So I think the token just has this.
Oh.
You take 15 damage.
Oh. Alright.
Teresa, are you going to move or take any other actions?
Oh no, I'm staying here. Sorry.
Okay. Calyx, it is your turn.
Wait, what's the required saving for that?
I think it was 15. Yeah, 15.
Okay, never mind.
You also need to make a concentration save for your spirit guardians.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fly up on top of the fucking bar
Okay. You are up.
so they can't hit me.
Yep, you're...
And then I'm gonna go on the bar, just like to like there.
Yep.
If I could do that.
Sure.
And then I'm just gonna shoot down at the one that I have hunters marked.
Okay. I will say that gives you advantage, because you have just the easiest shot ever.
Oh, I didn't roll it with advantage. Hey, and that made it hit. Nice.
There you go. So the first one hits, plus Hunter's Mark. So 9. Jesus, that'll hit. 8 plus 3 is 11? Yeah. That thing is starting to crumble. It is almost done. Anything else? The Spirit Corn doesn't have to save. Okay, did you do your concentration save, Owen?
Sorry, where is the concentration?
Make a
one?
concentration, make a Constitution saving throw on Teddy. And the DC is the 10 or the amount of damage you took, whichever is higher, so it's 15.
No, it's 10 or half of the damage you took.
Okay, well, he passed either way.
Sure.
So then it is, which gladiator is this? It is the Southern Gladiator, who can only get to Sebastian. But it also has to make a Wisdom saving throw. It fails. 3d8 damage to the Southern Clay Gladiator.
Boom.
Oh, that's so brutal. It is literally an arm falls off and the shield falls to the ground, but it is still able to make an attack on Sebastian.
Okay.
It has 1 hit point.
Figured.
And
Holy shit.
I think I hit you.
I think you did.
Did I hit you once or twice?
Twice.
There you go. So that's 25 damage. Oof. That's brutal. That's that guy's turn. It's Sebastian's turn.
What a scratch. Alright, well, I'm going to swing at that guy who just hit me.
You killed it.
Boom.
Your spear shatters it.
Now I'm going to swing at the guy between me and Teddy.
Okay. That'll hit.
And I will bonus action swing at that guy.
That will hit for 8. You're cracking that guy decently. He's still the healthiest looking one of them, probably.
Alright, cool.
It is
Okay.
Teddy's turn.
I am not feeling too good, so I'm gonna cure wounds myself.
All I'm hearing is, Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling too good.
Oh,
Yeah, little Peter Parker over here.
Fun side note. So you get 12 hit points. In Pathfinder, you would have incurred 2 attacks of opportunity. 5e is so gentle. Anyway.
I'm gonna use my spear corn to attack the guy in between Sebastian and
Okay. A 16 will not hit.
But he gets advantage, so roll it with advantage.
So roll it
I.
again.
Okay.
Just
A 16 does not hit.
I guess that's my turn.
Okay. So let's see. Which one is this? So this clay gladiator is going to attack. Oh, he's going to make a wisdom saving throw. Hey! Roll your damage because I'm going to take half of it. So I take 6 damage. Okay. So then... let's see. Nope, that's not what I want. He's going to attack to the south. He's going to attack Sebastian. Yeah. First attack will bounce off your armor. Second attack, I think will hit you for
Yep.
9 damage. And the third attack knocks you unconscious, I'm pretty sure.
It most certainly does.
Okay. And that is the 3 attacks for the clay gladiator. The next gladiator is going to attack Teresa. The first attack is 17.
That hits.
Second attack is 24. And the third attack, Jesus, it's 26.
Well, that's a go on HP out of me.
Are you unconscious as well now?
I'm still standing, but
Oh,
barely.
okay.
Hey, Teddy, can I make
Yeah.
a physical suggestion?
Yeah.
Use your bonus action to use the spiritual weapon. Use your action to take the dodge action. And wait for the spirit guardians to kill them all.
Okay.
It is Teresa's turn.
Okay, what can I do? I'm trying to think here.
There might be something that rhymes with Disty Prep.
I could do that, but where would I go? Just follow me. Shit. Prevent quick touch. How's the one in front of me looking?
Pretty good. It has not been bloodied yet. The one between, so in order of how damaged they are, the Northern Clay Gladiator is the most damaged, slightly bloodied. The other two have not been bloodied yet. bloodied, meaning approximately half health. Part of the challenge here is everybody piled into the pit.
Yeah, that's why I stayed out. But, I don't have any potions.
Alrighty.
This is annoying. I am gonna have to do Ember Touch. At least on the one that looks the most damaged.
So that would be the northern one.
Oh, sorry.
I just rolled some dice.
Okay, so Magic Touch. I will upcast this. Does a 19 hit?
19 will certainly hit. They have a AC of 17. So then, is that the north one?
Yes.
What is the range? Melee spell attack. So you hit the one in front of you. It's a melee spell attack. So the 19 will hit. It'll take 15 necrotic damage.
Wait, hold on. I upcasted this. Why didn't it roll a fourth die? Because the base spell is 3d6 necrotic, and then I upcasted it.
Oh, roll another
It should be
1d6.
4d6. Yeah, that's weird.
Cool. So I'll add 4 to that. I'll take another 4 hit points off. And you get 19. 9 health back, yeah.
Let me see. Is this a con-
2 more. I'll add it. There you go. I like how it sprays blood, even when I'm healing. Oh, modules. So that's your action. Do you take a movement or bonus action?
I don't think I have any bonus actions. I've already cast this. No, I don't have any bonus actions I can use.
Okay, are you gonna move?
I'm gonna stay right here because if I move, they're probably going to hit me.
Okay. I am going to... 1, 2, 3. That one's dead. I'm gonna break turn order slightly, and bring in some people, just to make a little bit of Deus Ex. So Iku jumps down. Sebastian, you take 8 healing.
Cool.
I'm probably not gonna do this again, but
Please.
you know. Let's see here, and Salida is going to come in and shoot at the clay gladiator in front of Teresa with her short bow. And not do a damn thing with it. And then it is Calyx's turn.
did have hunters marked is now dead. This one in front of Teresa, how's it looking right now?
It's a pretty close. It's about halfway. It's starting to take some damage.
Okay, I'm gonna hunter's mark him with bonus action,
Okay.
and then I'm going to take 2 shots at him. Am I still at advantage?
Yeah, as long as you're up there, you're at advantage because you're looking down on it. I can hear a bunch of dice, but I can't see them because I stepped away for a second.
The first one does not hit. The second one hits for 12, and then I got a 4 on the what's it called? Hunter's mark.
Cool.
So a total of 16 damage.
And just have you been using the +1 longbow?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. I will come.
I haven't used my +1 arrows yet, but I probably should.
I have to actually.
I've got to get going here. I was just saying I have to get going here.
Do you
It's
want?
almost
Do you want me
strong.
to take Teresa over?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so 12 damage to. I'm sorry, the one in front of Teresa,
Correct.
or 16 damage. I think that's 16.
Yeah, the one on the west side.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Thank
one.
you, Teresa. Have a good night. Okay. Anything else?
No, I was looking to see if I had any potions or anything, but I don't.
You already
So that's
bonus
the end of my
actioned.
turn. Yeah, but like, even if I didn't have a potion, or even if I had a potion, I wouldn't have used Hunter's Mark. I would have just given Sebastian a potion.
So let's see. The one in front of Teresa, it is that one's turn. It is going to step to the side and attack Iku. Oh wait, it has to make a wisdom saving throw. And I think it fails because it's a DC 15, so that's 3d8 damage on.
Yeah.
Cool. So it'll take 13.
Noise.
It's starting to look rough. It is going to attack Iku, who I have to look up her AC. Okay. Sebastian, do you have any? You're prone, so never mind. Ah. So let's see here. A 19 hits and a 17 hits. A 12 doesn't, so that is 15 damage, I think, on EQ.
Are
Nope, that is...
they weapons?
Huh?
Are they magical weapons?
No, so it's actually 7 damage on EQ. Because EQ is not a normal person. That's the Clay Gladiator's turn. Sebastian, it is your turn.
Alright, I will stand up. And we're
Does
going to
that-
attack.
Does that incur AO attacks of opportunity in this game?
Trigger attacks of opportunity. It uses half your movement.
It-
Object interaction to grab my spear again. And then we will attack the Clay Gladiator between me and Teddy.
So that's at advantage.
One should hit. That one should hit.
Those will both hit, so that's 20 damage.
And that one should hit.
They will all hit. It is starting to take some heavy damage. So I think that's action, bonus action, movement.
Yep.
It is Teddy's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna spear corn the one to my above me, or right next to me, like to the north of the spear corn.
Okay.
Tag that bad boy.
Spearcorn is the MVP at this fight so far.
Wait.
Jesus. Yeah, that's a good wallop on him.
And then I'm gonna do. Well, that's a bonus action. Never mind. I guess I'll dodge.
So does dodge make everybody attack at disadvantage?
Correct.
Yeah, my next turn.
We or is aware of, I forget which.
Let me look it up right quick. Whoa, what just happened? Whoa!
It says until the start of your next turn, any attack roll made against you has disadvantage. If I can see the attacker.
I think you can see him.
Yeah. I'm not blind.
Okay, so top clay gladiator, the south clay gladiator. I'm gonna roll a die again, because that seems like the fair way to decide this. Odd north, even south. It's going south. It's going for you, Sebastian.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Oof, I think I just knocked you right back out, didn't I?
Yep.
The first one would have knocked you out, but I'm just going to say because it is a construct, it kind of just wailed at you and knocked you out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say for now. And I'll go to the next turn. Next clay gladiator will attack Teddy. Because there's no one else to attack.
Disadvantage.
Oh, yep, sorry, let me redo that. So, the first attack is actually that. The second attack will be that. Jesus Christ. Next one will be that. So, okay. Is your AC really 15?
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a shield, that
He
seems...
has scale mail and shield. So it should be 14, it should be 16. Well, it doesn't make a difference. They all hit anyway. So that's 22 damage.
Hey, I'm on the ground.
Okay.
And the Spirit Guardians will end.
Oof.
Yeah.
What is radiating from you? Is that the shatter? I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so that's Clay Gladiator. It is Iku's turn.
Also, wait, should we have done Spirit Guardians for the past 2 clay gladiators, or?
You're right.
Yes, you are correct.
So let's do that.
Not while I was awake.
Yeah, no, let me roll it. So the I'm gonna start from the east. So he takes 3d8 halved.
Oops, my bad.
How did you even do that? Okay, so he takes 5. The other one rolls and fails. So, do you want to roll again, or do you want the 11? Take the 17.
Yeah.
He takes 17. So neither of them are dead, but it was rough. It is now Iku's turn. Let's see, Sebastian, you are prone. What can Iku do? What can she do? Well, that won't help. The best she can do is try and get you up again. So she will Cure Wounds you. For 7.
Cool.
Weird, it doesn't count uses. That's bizarre. And she is going to, let's see, that's an action. As a bonus action, she is going to cast Sanctuary. Well, she can't reach Teddy.
She already cast a spell.
Oh. It's a cantrip, right?
Well, if she casts a bonus action spell, any other spell she casts that turn has to be a cantrip.
Does that count for an 8 spell casting?
Oh, well, yeah. I guess that's... I don't know.
She's not a caster, she's a quaddle. These are innate spell casting abilities. It's up to you.
I don't actually know how that's supposed to work. Now that I think about it. I was thinking of her as a PC, but she's not really.
Nope. She's magic.
Hey, magic.
She's going to cast Sanctuary on you, Sebastian.
Okay.
So there you go, because she's a magic quaddle. That is her turn. Iku is... Or Salita's going to go. Salita is going to try to short bow again. No, she's not very great at it. She'll hit on the first one and... Damn, okay, she does some damage on the first one. Except it's immune to poison, so she does 5 damage. Rip. It is Teresa's turn. What does Teresa have left? So I have to look at what Teresa has left.
She has lots of spells left.
She does, I just haven't tried to play Teresa in quite a while. Oh boy. Sorry, I have to read this. 1 creature within 30 feet. A creature. That sucks. Can't use that on a construct. Okay. That technically also doesn't work. I think it's... No, she doesn't have Scorching Ray prepared. Okay, okay. What can I do? Screw this. I'm gonna Misty Step.
Now we all know why she left. She's like, oh, can't do anything else. I'm out.
She Misty Steps right up here. And then she will Firebolt at the one that attacked her. And it will miss. So that is Teresa's turn. And it is Calyx's turn. I shouldn't have let Vampiric Touch work. That was my mistake. These are constructs, not creatures. Oops.
Think about that.
Would you
Okay,
like
well,
to shoot something?
I can't remember which one I Hunter's marked.
Pick
I think it was this one, right?
Sure.
That's the one that attacked Teresa?
Yes, that is the one that attacked Teresa.
That's the one I had Hunter's marked then.
I'm gonna be unpicky about it. Okay, a 22 will hit, a 22 will hit. So 12 plus 6 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 damage. You have almost brought this thing down. God, that's so much blood.
That's all I got.
Oh, Jesus. Clay Gladiator. Which one gets to go? North Clay Gladiator is gonna step underneath Calyx. So, Calyx, there's a gladiator underneath you. And it is going to attack Iku. As soon as I find a Clay Gladiator to attack with. There we go. There we go. Where's my other attack? There we go. So 2 of those hit for 17. No. 8 damage. Not 82 fucking damage. God damn it. Where's EQ? She has 97 hit points. Let's just add 80. No, let's add 60. And subtract 8. Jesus. Okay. That's that, Clay Gladiator. Sebastian, you are prone.
All right. I will.
Also, make a Constitution save.
Sure.
Wait, isn't he on death saving throws?
No.
Oh,
EQ
no,
keeps
Sebastian.
healing.
Sorry. My bad. My bad. Yeah, wrong person.
Okay, you avoided becoming exhausted. Because you've been knocked unconscious twice and brought back now.
Cool. I will grab my spear. I will stand up. I will lay on hands myself for 35.
No more fucking
Oh,
around.
there you go.
And the Clay Gladiator has your... No, that's Calyx has your aura. Okay, I was like, why does the Clay Gladiator have an aura? Okay, Teddy, you're unconscious. You need to make a death saving throw, which is a straight Constitution roll. Above a 10, you pass. Below a 10, you fail.
I think it's just a straight D20 roll.
Yeah, I thought it was D20.
Oh, sure, whatever. Just roll a dice.
Go. Wait.
Just roll a
Yeah,
d20.
quick roll.
Hey!
Hey, you get 2 successes. So on your character sheet,
No, he actually regains 1 hit point.
oh, is that what a 20 does?
Yeah. A natural 1 is 2 failures, and that 20 is you heal 1 hit point and
Okay,
regain.
you have a hit point and regain consciousness. I still think that's your turn,
Yeah, probably.
right?
Pretty sure that's right.
Saves aren't usually an action, but it's not actually. It's a death save is its own thing. It's not.
I really need to learn death saving throws because I think they're going to happen a lot more.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to start
Yeah,
happening.
because you keep trying to kill us.
I told you guys that it's going to get a lot fucking harder here. I can't help it. Y'all piled into the fucking abattoir of death here. Just saying. Rolling a 1 or a 20. When you get a 20, you regain 1 hit point. Well, that's very unhelpful. Can I take an action after rolling 20 on death saving throw?
Stack Exchange has some thoughts on it.
I'm sure Stack Exchange does. Whenever you start your turn with 0... I love how Stack Exchange has a whole fucking board for this. It's an instance response, and almost fucking Jesus Christ, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. So you're conscious, and okay, fine, you get a turn, but you're prone.
So, wait, I'm just prone right now?
You're
Yeah.
on the ground, so it's half your movement to stand up, and then you can take your action and bonus action.
Okay,
Your
I
spear
will...
corn is probably gone too, because you're unconscious.
Nope, it
Yeah.
lasts for 1 minute, does not require concentration. So it was there, it just didn't do anything because he wasn't conscious to do it.
Spear corn is the one steady thing in my life.
There you go.
Okay, I stand up. I'm going to cure wound on myself. To
I mean,
more.
so it's 11 health.
12. Then I guess I'll use my spear corn if I can. I'll attack the Clay
There's
guy.
literally one standing on top of it, sharing its space.
Oh, right on top. Well, then I'm just
Because it's
gonna
tiny.
be inside of.
It's tiny. He's a little guy.
He's going down. Maybe not.
The spear corn bounces off him. And that, I think, is everything you can do. Which gladiator gets to go? So this one gets to go. It is going to... Oh, we're going to do the same thing I've done every other turn. I'm going to roll a die. Odd north, even south. It's going to attack Teddy.
Get out of here.
1, 2, 3.
Nice knowing you. You're back down.
Yeah. Boom. Back down. Oh boy. Next gladiator is the Hunter's Marked One. That is going to attack Iku technically with advantage. 1, 2, 3. Hit. So that does 9 plus.
Wait, why does he get advantage?
Because the clay gladiator in the doorway.
Oh, okay.
I can draw a line through him. So 22 plus 8 is 30, so 15 damage to Iku. And that makes it Iku's turn. And Iku is unhappy. She looks at Sebastian, sees that you are okay. And I'm going to say at this point, Iku does have multi-attack, so she's going to hit with her quarterstaff twice. And let's just adjust this real quick, because... Oh, wait. Yeah, you guys are +3 proficiency. Okay, cool. She's going to attack the one that just hit her. Well, that's going to fucking miss. And the second attack, as soon as I can find it, that will hit. And she shatters that statue. Sorry, Rio, I just killed your Hunter's Marked One again. That is Iku's
I'm okay with this.
turn. Salida is going to step around the top here to try and take a shot at advantage on the next clay gladiator. So she'll do 6 piercing damage with the first attack and 7 piercing, so 13 damage. It's not looking good for that gladiator. It's starting to crumble chunks off as it moves. And that takes us to Teresa's turn, which is also my turn. God, it's like me just playing the game by myself here. What can Teresa do? Tasha's Mind Whip. You lash out at one creature. I think constructs count as creatures. They must make an intelligence saving throw. I like this. Okay, cool. She's going to Tasha's Mind Whip at the middle gladiator. And this is a... Oh! Nope. There's no attack. Why is it asking me to roll normal or advantage? It's just going to roll. Ooh, well that's sad. It's going to make an intelligence saving throw. Which it fails, so it takes 8 damage, which is enough to kill it. So Teresa kills the middle guardian, gladiator, whatever it's called. Does the effect still happen? Tasha's Mind Whip. On a failed save, it takes that and can't take a reaction until the end of its turn. More of its next turn. Oh, that's a different one. Okay, cool. So that is her second level spell. Then she is going to Mind Blast. She's going to Firebolt the other one. Jesus fuck. She'll do 19 fire damage to that guy. And it is looking pretty rough, which makes it Calyx's turn.
Alright, well I'm going to use +1 arrows.
So I'm going to say that becomes like a +2 overall. I don't know if that's right, but that's how I'm going to rule it for now. So just add 1 to your attack roll and add 1 to your damage roll. That'll hit for 8 damage.
Oh, and bonus action, I Hunter's marked him. Lol.
Okay. It's looking real rough. And you killed him. That one, at least. Are they all dead?
I think the one in the
Yeah, I
center,
think so.
that's underneath Calyx, is still up.
It has 0 hit points.
Oh, is it? Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna say they're all dead.
Yep, pretty sure we killed him, because
Boom. So there you go. They're all dead. They have all crumbled. I'm gonna clear the blood out real quick,
Sure.
because the one time I wanted something not to have blood, it had blood. And boy, was that a bloody fight. I just have to find
Yeah.
blood and guts. Advanced configurations. Wipe scene splats. There we go. Okay, so
I can see the map.
let's see here. I'm going to move this spear corn a little bit just so I can see everyone. Okay, so all of the gladiators are shattered. Their spears lying on the ground. Teddy, I believe, is unconscious.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to potion or heal Teddy?
I will cast Cure Wounds on him.
He is conscious. Make a Constitution saving throw, Teddy.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
You passed. Great. So you stand up with the spears of the fallen gladiators around you, and I think that is a good place to at least end the official part of the session tonight. So thank you all, everyone, and have a good one.
Thank you, Graham.